Hey, what is up everybody, it's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and the direct sequel to the 7 Deadly Sins manga called The Four Knights of the Apocalypse just got absolutely crazy. All four Knights of Apocalypse are finally together in one place. A new race called Nephilim has just been confirmed in the 7 Deadly Sins world. And if that wasn't enough, former members of the 10 Commandments have been resurrected as servants of chaos and are attempting to destroy Leonis. This manga is on fire right now. People need to stop sleeping on it, so let's get into it. You guys know the drill. If you enjoy our vids and you want to see more in the future, leave a quick like and comment. It really helps with that YouTube algorithm, and it only takes you like a second. And of course, subscribing and hitting that bell is a very real way of directly supporting the channel, and it's completely free. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Anime Uproar. Finally, this video will contain 4 Knights of Apocalypse manga spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Okay, so with all 4 Knights of the Apocalypse finally being revealed and with all of them gathered together in one place, the manga seems to have really reached a new, more intense phase. Just when it seemed like things might calm down a bit after the crazy reveal of Gawain and the return of Sunshine, things definitely did not calm down, and in fact, they got way wilder. Fully aware of what's been happening in Leonis, King Arthur decided to use the power of chaos to revive Galand and Melascula, 2 former members of the 10 Commandments, as servants of chaos, Chaos Galand and Chaos Melascula. Their mission is to destroy the remnants of the 7 Deadly Sins and the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, and they begin wreaking havoc all over Leonis. Working on direct orders from King Arthur, they begin killing the non-humans who live in Leonis, along with any humans who directly serve the 7 Deadly Sins and the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, such as the Holy Knights. Worse yet, Meliodas and Gilthunder quickly realize that Galand and Melascula are just diversions. Arthur wants Meliodas and the others to focus on fighting these 2 former commandments, while someone else captures former King Bartra, the man who has the power of vision, the power of prophecy. Bartra's visions give Leonis a tactical advantage over Camelot, and Arthur is planning to put a stop to that right now. And so Meliodas is forced to rush and protect Bartra, and the fight against Galand and Melascula is left up to the Holy Knights and the 4 Knights of Apocalypse. However, as we know, the 4 Knights only just assembled for the first time, and Percival, Tristan, and Gawain barely even know each other. And yet, they will now be forced to fight 2 elite demon warriors infused with the terrifying power of chaos. Man, Nakaba really knows how to raise the tension in a story in an instant. As Galand and Melascula prepare to cause more chaos in Leonis while waiting for the 7 Deadly Sins to arrive and fight them, Tristan, Gawain, and Percival suddenly appear in front of them thanks to Gawain's teleportation magic. Galand and Melascula are immediately able to identify that Gawain possesses Sunshine, and that Tristan is the son of Meliodas and Elizabeth. Then Lancelot shows up, and the Commandments recognize him as the son of Bon and Elaine. The 4 Knights of Apocalypse proceed to officially introduce themselves as the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse for the first time, and an epic battle commences. Galand rushes the 4 Knights, and then Melascula attempts to trap Tristan in a spell called Cage of Darkness, a spell whose appearance seems to be a direct reference to the Behelits from Berserk. Melascula thinks that this is enough to defeat Tristan. Thanks to the fact that her demon magic has been infused with chaos power, she thinks that she will be able to consume his soul in only 30 minutes. But only like a minute or 2 after he is trapped, Tristan breaks out of the Cage of Darkness using the power of goddess magic. Meanwhile, Galand is duking it out with Gawain as Lancelot and Percival prepare to make their own mark on the fight. Up to this point, Percival was getting his power mainly from his friends and party members, Donnie, Nasienz, and Anne. But now that he is allied with the other Knights of the Apocalypse and with the Holy Knights of Leonis against these 2 Chaos Demons, he can feel that his new allies are giving him additional power. Given the nature of Percival's hope magic, this is of course a big deal. Galand becomes fixated on taking out Gawain because her magic smells the same as Escanor's magic. Galand, of course, still bears a huge grudge against Escanor, who not only defeated him but also humiliated him in the original 7 Deadly Sins story. Since Gawain's strength still can't compare to Escanor's, Galand manages to smash her into the ground, and it looks like he is about to destroy her. But then he begins second-guessing himself internally. His grudge against Escanor reminded him that he was once a member of the 10 Commandments who served the Demon King, even though his current mental conditioning is telling him that he is an apostle of chaos who serves the King of Chaos. This internal conflict leads Lancelot to realize that Galand and Melascula have been brainwashed and are being manipulated by King Arthur. Gawain then gets back to her feet and demonstrates another one of her abilities. Not only is she able to use teleportation magic on herself and other people, but she can also use it on objects, and she uses it to teleport her own sword right into Galand's abdomen. A shocked Galand realizes that someone who has such advanced offensive spells can't be an ordinary warrior, and this seems to give further support to the theory that Gawain received special magical training from an incredibly powerful wizard, possibly even Merlin herself. Gawain proceeds to nearly cut Galand in half, but even that isn't enough to destroy him. However, that is when one of Percival's chibi clones shows up, enters Galand's body as he is putting it back together, and detonates, causing a massive explosion that completely destroys Galand. Or at least that's what it looks like for the moment. Seriously, is there anything that Hope Magic can't do? This is just such a crazy versatile ability. Anyway, with Galand out of the way, the focus shifts back to the fight between Tristan and Melascula. And that is when we get the big reveal about Tristan's true power and true race. During the battle, Melascula summons some sort of creepy monster that seems to be an artificial fusion of Demon Clan and Goddess Clan souls. There is a humanoid face that is attached to the monster, and it kind of looks like Ludoshell, but this entire thing is just a creepy mess. At any rate, this monster is resistant to both goddess and demon attacks, and Tristan's attempt to take it out using Arc ends up being completely ineffective. Melascula then calls Tristan a Nephilim, the impure child of a demon and a goddess. Melascula begins mocking Tristan for his lack of strength in comparison to his legendary parents, but this doesn't seem to bother Tristan at all. And in fact, Tristan is so giddy and almost friendly during the battle that Melascula actually becomes annoyed with him. A random fairy then shows up and interrupts the fight. This fairy asks where the third member of Melascula's party went after their arrival at Leones. But instead of answering, Melascula slices the fairy into pieces. Nevertheless, when the question was asked, Melascula did think to herself that the other member of the party, who appears to be the knight with the star-shaped visor that Lancelot is searching for, was heading somewhere near the castle. That is enough information for the fairy, who turns out to be Lancelot in disguise. Since Lancelot possesses the power of heart reading, he could read Melascula's thoughts, and he concludes that the knight with the star-shaped visor must be going to the dungeons. Lancelot then transforms into his normal form and begins manipulating Melascula's mind by reminding her that she is really a demon, a former member of the 10 Commandments. This triggers a similar reaction in Melascula as it did in Galand, as the brainwashing spell that has been placed on her begins to clash with her true memories. This internal struggle ultimately forces Melascula to transform into her giant snake form, which of course puts the entire capital of Leones in immediate danger because of the sheer size and power of this giant form. And that is when Tristan decides to get serious. A demon mark manifests on his forehead, his eyes turn black, and before Melascula can even react, Tristan turns her entire body into Swiss cheese. Everyone is shocked by Tristan's new form and power, and a collapsing Melascula concludes that despite appearing to be more like his mother on the outside, the hidden darkness within Tristan makes him a monster just like his father. Now back in his normal form, Tristan says that he had been holding off on using that power because of such comments. But he must have concluded that Melascula's giant snake form was just too dangerous for the people of Leonis. So he did what he had to do and quickly sent her packing. Again, he sent her packing for now, but it seems that King Arthur still has some tricks in store for the 4 Knights of Apocalypse. We will learn more about that in the coming chapters, but we need to talk about the massive reveals about Tristan and the Nephilim in chapter 68. Tristan's race is now officially classified as Nephilim, and he is the only known character in both the original series and the sequel who is a natural-born Nephilim. We have seen other instances of someone using both demon and goddess magic, like for example Mael/Estarossa and Melascula's creepy monster thing that was created from demon and goddess souls. But Tristan is the only true Nephilim from birth. This means that he will have unique powers and abilities that no other character possesses. This includes using both goddess and demon magic, which he can already do, but this will also likely include overpowered fusions of these 2 types of magic, the likes of which we have never seen before. I am extremely excited to see what the story does with this brand new race, and I wonder if there are other Nephilim out there that we just haven't met yet. In our own world, the Nephilim are a thing, but they have historically been described in many different ways depending on the source and the mythological tradition that you look at. In some sources, they are described as giants. In others, they are fallen angels. In others still, they are angel-human hybrids. And finally, in some sources, they are angel-demon hybrids, as is the case with Tristan. Actually, Tristan's case is extra interesting because his father is a demon and his mother is a goddess in a human body. So technically, Tristan has goddess, demon, and human properties. And that human aspect could prove to be more important than we realize because of the unique connection between humans and chaos power. The introduction of the Nephilim race is definitely a big deal for the world of the 7 deadly sins. But at the same time, it feels like an organic and perfectly logical addition to that world, and that is why I personally love it. Honestly, I think that all 4 Knights of the Apocalypse have extremely cool powers and abilities, and I can't wait to find out more about all of them. Do you guys agree, and did you like the addition of the Nephilim race? Also, what unique powers and abilities do you think that the Nephilim possess compared to the other races? Finally, how strong do you think that Tristan and Lancelot actually are at this point in the story? From what we've seen so far, I feel like Percival and Gawain have amazing powers, but are still beginners when it comes to being knights. But Tristan and Lancelot seem to have a lot more experience, so to me it feels like they are in a class above the other 2. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more 4 Knights of Apocalypse content right here on the channel, leave a quick like and comment right now, it helps me out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and select the option that says all. It is a completely free but direct and important way of supporting the channel. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Anime Uproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our Anime Uproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. Special thank you to Kyle Salisbury. This man is an absolute mad lad and a disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Alpha Sigma, Pate Hefa, the Red-Haired Fox, Hinokami and Water, the Toasted Chi, Corey McGowan, the Fallen Chosen, Orihime Wukong, Dante Tennell, and Baked Buddhist. Finally, thank you also to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Angel Cruz, Alicia Octor, Bunny Parks, Fatboy Games, Kaido Might Be a Duck, Ali Vania, and Anime S Code M. If you guys enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value to you, consider supporting us on Patreon. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!